Peace, love, and healing energy to everyone tuning into this video. Before we get into learning the meanings of the cards, I do want to talk about some things first, which will help with learning the cards later. The next few videos will discuss some history of tarot, how to cleanse and care for your cards, how to prepare for a reading, spreads, and the elements as they relate to the cards. There are some Italian names and words that I may mispronounce. Please forgive me in advance. Brief history of tarot. The beginning of tarot. Tarot card games were first created in the 1440s in Italy. These games were played with the standard 54 card deck until the creation of the 78 tarot deck. The first tarot deck of 78 cards were created in the early 15th century and is known as the Visconti Sforza deck, designed by Bonifacio Bimbo. However, its divination piece wasn't introduced until the late 15th century. Tarot didn't become popular for divination until the 1900s. Today, tarot is mainly used for divination purposes, although there are some people who still play the games the cards were originally created for. Brief history of tarot part 2. What influenced the design of tarot? When Bimbo created the Visconti Sforza, he referenced a lot of Neoplatonism concepts. What is Neoplatonism? Well, Neoplatonism doesn't have a cut and dry definition. From what I've gathered, Neoplatonism was the philosophical belief that unification of religions is the way to reaching salvation. Neo means new, and Platonism is the philosophy of Plato. Platonists took Plato's philosophies, which most of the thinkers of that time struggled with coming up with the proper interpretations, and developed a new philosophical system to help with improving the old philosophical systems of Plato. Plotinus is thus considered the founder of Neoplatonism. He also depicts the Italian family of Visconti and Sforza in the cards, hence the name of the deck. This particular deck and many others that were created around that time were created by hand. It is believed that the Visconti Sforza was designed specifically for Francesco Sforza, who was a masonry commander that served in both Milan and Venice and married the only child of Filippo Maria Visconti. Because these decks were handcrafted, they were considered a luxury item and were expensive to buy. Today, the surviving cards of the oldest version of the Visconti Sforza are divided between two museums. 26 of the cards are at Accademia Carrara in Bergamo. 35 of the cards are at Morgan Library and Museum in New York. The Kabbalah, or Tree of Life. The Kabbalah, or the Tree of Life, has a heavy influence on the cards and its meaning also. The Kabbalah is a concept from sacred geometry. The Kabbalah itself was created by Jewish mystics in the 12th or 13th century BC. However, the shape known as the Tree of Life comes from a concept of sacred geometry, which was known and studied by ancient Egyptians in 2000 BCE through 1001 BCE. The Kabbalah is a roadmap or guide to reaching your highest self or connecting and experiencing God itself. It is broken down into 10 spiritual attributes of God called Sephiroth. The 10 Sephiroth are Chakma, which is the seed of an idea; 2, Bina, which is the development of ideas; 3, Dot, focusing on an idea; 4, Hasid, power to love; 5, Gavora, power of discipline and restraint; 6, Tafarit, the power of empathy and harmony; 7. Nexa, power of determination to overcome challenges. 8. Hold, power of humility. 9. Yusod, power to focus on others and create genuine relationships. And 10. Malka, which is the power of speech and action. These attributes are represented in the physical aspects of the human anatomy as well. We will go more in depth about the Kabbalah later on in this course. The layout of the cards. Each card has a name, a number, an energy type, which is either positive, negative, or neutral, an astrological or planetary association, a theme, a color scheme, and symbols. Different decks may have different designs, which changes the which could change the meaning of the cards to a degree. Therefore, it is very important that you pay attention to the symbolism on the cards in the deck you have to increase the accuracy of your readings.